Today, we are sitting down with a bunch of content creators to talk about what we think Sparking Zero needs to improve the game. And we're not just talking about simple things like mechanics. We're also talking about features that are missing, like compared to Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and possible, added modes that we would like to see. Because if you guys didn't see, Sparking Zero just put out a survey asking all the things we think we would like to see to improve the game, because clearly they see there's an issue as well. So we are going to talk about it in this video. And also, let me know down below what you guys think you would like to see, and go fill out the survey. I'm going to leave a pinned comment with that survey in it. Listen, it was a great time talking with these guys. We got so many things done. And if you guys can do me a favor, if you enjoy content like this, we are working our way towards 40,000 subscribers. So please hit that subscribe button, because I just heard they're getting rid of the 100,000 subscriber play button, and it would mean the world to me if we get one before it's gone. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this with a friend, and let's get into the talk.
Let's first talk about the single player. Mike's here.
Hey.
Mike's here.
What's poppin'?
Yo. Yeah, introduce yourself, Mike.
What's going on, guys? Mike Hollow here. My power went out, that's why I'm a little bit late, and I'm on my phone right now because I can't get it back on.
Oh no.
Hey, we glad to have you, bro.
It's cool. As long as you came through. We just chilling today. I ain't trying to do no masterclass, anything like that, but I do want to talk about the game. And I think the first question I want to ask, right quick for everybody, how y'all feel about the single player content of Sparking?
You want the sugar-coated answer or the?
No, I want the dead ass answer. I want.
We going one at a time, or how
we going one at a time? Or?
All right, this is how we're gonna do. We're gonna start from Arrow, then we're gonna go down the line. That's what we're gonna do.
Gotcha.
All right.
For me, it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought it was gonna be better. When they were like showing it off, like, oh, it's gonna have all these branching paths. I don't know why I can't speak today, but it's gonna have all these paths, and you can. The what ifs is basically the selling point of the single player story, but it didn't really have that much like content to it. Even Gohan's path, like it even start at the start of Z. It just started at like Cell Saga, so I don't know, kind of lackluster. And even going into like the custom battles, although custom battles is literal unlimited content, I don't think it's that crazy for me, at least.
Okay. Okay. All right. Bro. How you feeling?
I mean, I kind of like to piggyback on that. Like, I agree with the sense of it's lacking. Obviously there's a little bit of a nostalgia factor, right? Like coming from like BT3 and shit like that. Like you look at it and you go, okay, like at least they tried, right? But like going back, you're kind of like, how hard did they try? Like there was definitely things I'm like, it could have been more. But at the same time, I think the what ifs went so hard that it made up for some of the spots that were lacking. I'll give it that. I won't obviously. I mean, we're a month in, so I don't want to spoil. But at the same time, like if you haven't played it, like what the fuck you doing? But like, yeah, there's so many scenarios that you can play out that I'm just like, okay, I'll get past the fact that certain characters got gypped. I'm still upset about Vegeta's ending. Like, I really think Vegeta should have had way more.
Oh yeah.
But
1000%.
That alone, I could look past if there was like a trial mode or anything else like there was in previous games. I know we're talking campaign right now, but like that's still a single player experience in my eyes.
No, yeah. I'm talking about all of it. Like wherever you feel like it's lacking, lay it on the table. Like it don't even matter to me. So.
Yeah, and I mean, anyone can feel free to cut me off on that shit, because like, like I said, I'm goofy in that sense that like everything I think of, I'm like, oh, what can I make a challenge? What can I speed run? What can I do like that? Like in challenge myself rather than get competitive. But that is stuff that's been around for so long that it's like it feels weird to not have that stuff. Also, I think CPUs are just lacking in general.
You
Okay.
mean like can I say? Do you mean like the ultimate battle mode where we went through those trials, and then we had like that RPG mode where we could
Yeah.
like get sensi beans and like power ups as we kept moving?
Exactly.
That
And
was
like
fun.
multiple
I
days
miss
of
those.
battling
Yeah,
and
that was
like
actually fun for real.
that, all that stuff like is just gone. But that's my take right now.
Okay. Okay. All right. What about you, Soul?
So I'm not even gonna lie. I did Goku's and I did Gohan's, and I stopped. But it can't fade. I haven't touched it since. Everybody was talking about the what is. I was like, I'ma just watch y'all play them, and I'ma just enjoy it that way. I don't need to play it myself. But custom battles, I do enjoy a lot. I do think they hyped up custom battles so much to the point that it felt like it was going to be a lot more than what it is, which is still really good for what it is. But I think honestly, the main thing that's going to carry that mode, it Bandai don't snipe me. It's the mods on PC. The modding scene for that mode, crazy. But like as it is, it's pretty solid for this. But I think that's one of the things that for the single player concept thing, if they want to keep expanding upon it, I feel like that's going to be like the main place. They're just going to try to shoe in more things to do. But outside of that, it's really nothing else to do single player other than like just randomly set up like some world tournaments and stuff. Which even then, like the CPU isn't hard enough to make those extremely exciting like they were in the older games. Yeah, I think the single player is like a 5 out of 10 for the most part.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'll answer before we go to creeps, but so my stance on it is I'll be real honest. I have not touched a single player at all. Like as much as I'm asking y'all this, I have not touched not the story mode at all. Cause I'm just like I don't see the point because it doesn't even look remotely like crazy. You know what I'm saying? And like I guess I gotta put up the white flag. This is where Xenoverse wins. At least in Xenoverse, you can get a grasp of like the game strictly by just understanding or experiencing those story elements. Right? That's just something Xenoverse is just unmatched with off rip. At least you're playing it one for multiple reasons. Two, to beat the story in Xenoverse 2, and then get your character to do all the extra stuff you want to do. There's still the merit in sparking to unlock characters and stuff through story, but like at that point, you did give us the option to just play the game and unlock them. Right? I've unlocked the most characters just by playing, online, and like there's some characters I'm never gonna actually play. I only bought them because I'm just tired of seeing them locked. Right? Like I was never ever gonna play Dr. Wheelo in my damn life till I learned he was just cracked out. I was never gonna there's only two outside of 21 and 16, there's only two that exist. Right? Well, and that's 17 and 18. The other two I would never unlock in my life. And I never would ever play Gildo. Like why is he there for me? Like for me, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I just ain't gonna play with him outside of maybe a random select, So it's like the single player content of the game. It's a very big thing where like, dang, I spent $70 on the game. I played to the story mode. If you are not a person that likes fighting people online or playing ranked or even playing with your friends 24/7 in a manner, ain't nothing for you to do. Like outside of custom battles, Yeah, there's really nothing to do but experience custom battles, and a lot of custom battles out of pocket. If y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of them are out of pocket, like even on PlayStation.
Yeah, so somebody mentioned about like the dialogue being limited. I mean, I that's one of the primary reasons why it's limited, because even with its limitations, some of them stories that people are making is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Like just to add to that, if y'all remember Smash Bros, Smash Bros had a mode where you can, Ultimate by the way, where you can just take other creations and stories and watch them or videos. People was doing the most sus shit ever, bro. Like they was wilding. And you didn't have no text boxes. You think people not gonna try it in Sparking? Hell yeah, they gonna try it. So that's why I'm like, I can see why they probably, how they said, hey, y'all got to stop using these mods on custom battles. I don't know. It just felt very like weird with the state of the single player. But how you feel, Creeps?
Okay, so when you say single player content, you just mean everything as a whole, right?
Well, yeah, everything as a whole, outside of the online. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But the single player, like offline, like story mode, what ifs, custom battles.
Okay, so to be honest, I'm not a fan. The episode battle specifically, especially, I have to be entirely honest. It's not really for me. I played the Goku story mode, and like Soul, I gotta be honest, I couldn't bring myself to play anything else. I just couldn't. The presentation, well, it's just PNGs.
Bruh.
And when they do have
Yeah.
cutscenes, it's these like really janky mocapped cutscenes, right? And the characters are moving kind of funny and stuff. So I'm just like, I can't get immersed in this. I gotta be entirely honest. The ideas are really cool, right? Like I saw some of the stuff that people were talking about, like the what ifs and stuff. They're really cool ideas, but the execution maybe wasn't all the way there. And I'm not gonna, sit here and like say they didn't try. They only had 4 years to make this game, and the amount of content they had to work with was just too much. Essentially, what I would really say is, it's just, I think they overshot and could only achieve so much with the time they had. Other than episode battle, bonus battles are fine. They're trying to give us some extra fights to kind of fill in those gaps with story mode if we find there's anything lacking. Custom battle is cool, but I'm not sure if I can really call that single player, considering you're relying on others to provide you content. It's fine, but like Yaya said, it's very out of pocket.
Yeah.
There's only like 1 or 2 quality custom battles I've played. They're really, really good. There's a lot of opportunities to create some really, really special things, but not many people are really doing anything with that because everybody's just hopping on ranked. And the people that are focusing on custom battles, they're making some pretty cool stuff, but it's hard to come across, especially on PC, because the player base on the PS5 is significantly larger. I'm playing on PC, so
Okay.
beyond that, I haven't touched World Tournament very much because CPUs in this game are really weak. I have really no reason to play against CPUs when I can just ask a friend who is way better at the game, and I can just fight them. I could equip items and stuff on CPUs and stuff, but again, they can't do consistent super counters. They can't do consistency counters like that.
Yeah.
So I think overall, the single player content is what I had hoped was going to be the saving grace for this game, but I have to be honest, it's not for me. It's probably like a 4 or 5 out of 10 for me.
Okay. All right, Jay, how you feeling?
Oh, it's my turn now? Oh,
Yes.
brother.
Go ahead. Go off,
Oh,
brother.
boy. All right. So basically, it's kind of like what I talked about with my homie Yudi Uchiha recently. To me, the story mode is basically Naruto Storm 4 1.5 edition. When what you're basically doing is you're going through a lot of PNGs with no narration, and then when you do get the cutscenes, it's like what really underwhelmed me about the cutscenes for this game, bruh, is when I did custom battles for the first time and I just saw they're basically custom battle shots. I was like, all right, bruh, this is what I was like, okay. So then most of the animated scenes that you get is because I did 100% for all the episode battles. I'm glad y'all did not have to do that. That was, oh boy, that was a lot of work.
No, I did it too, bro.
Oh man, that was a lot of work. But most of the good animated cutscenes that you get in this game are the what if battles. Again, it's if people want to go for those what if battles, and most people are not going to do it because, again, most of us have all played the Dragon Ball story for so long by this point, by playing so many Dragon Ball games by this point. It's just like, I'm only here for the what ifs. Like, for the canon, it's kind of like I said in my video, if you want to go play all of the canon, go play Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Like, that's how I'm going to feel about the story for that. Even for the what ifs, right? Like, I feel like the best what ifs, in my opinion, in this game are Gohan's and Trunks's and Goku's. Everybody else's is, again, Vegeta, he entered the Buu Saga. They could have given him Golden Frieza. They could have given him Topo. They could have given him all that, but they didn't. Piccolo, he could have got something for Gotenks. He didn't get that either. Goku Black, his shit. Goku Black was just so ass. That's my favorite character, but Goku Black's was so bad. It was so bad. I recommend anyone play his. It's so bad.
That's why I
Custom
didn't
battles,
play his. Everybody, I was going to play his, and everybody said how bad it was.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like, yeah,
Just
I'm never
don't
gonna
bother.
do
Like even the what if you
it.
get, it's the same outcome. Like no bullshit. It's the same outcome. So, and then for custom battles, it's like they just like someone said earlier, it's like they really overhyped it for like what custom battles were really supposed to be. And I was really excited for this mode too. I thought this was going to be like the Mario Maker for this game for people who are kind of like going to like the dashy wave. They want to stick to that side instead of having to go online. But honestly, it's just like for me, I can't really talk about it. Like I understand for like the voice actors, it's going to take a lot of work for to do all that dialogue. So like I'm not blaming the voice actors for nothing. I just wish, like I said in my video, we could have had like a voice feature to where like everybody could be voice acting the characters or something. Don't know how that would be implemented, but like it's an idea. And then
This
why is
man
there
asking, stop. So you asking for like a
Can't-
Nintendo 64 Pikachu game? What do you own?
listen,
you know what I'm talking
my
about?
my opinion, bro. That's all I'm saying.
No, I ain't saying it's wrong. It's interesting.
And then custom battle, my biggest problem with it, especially there's no search feature in that guy. So if you want to make your own custom battle, you're gonna have to be doing a lot of searching, and I don't got time for that. So guess what? I don't be in it. So personally, in my opinion, the offline experience, I feel sorry for people who only bought this game for offline. I'm not gonna lie. That's my spill. I'm done.
Okay.
Yo, sorry, I'm just gonna interrupt for a
Oh,
second. Bandai just posted a survey for all your critiques of Sparking Zero.
Really?
Oh, send me the link.
Oh,
I need that.
I literally just
damn,
saw
get
that.
it out of here.
Yeah, Rhyme just posted it up.
What?
That's funny.
Oh no.
Here, I'll
That's
I'll retweet it.
Hey, that patch about to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting a 20 gigabyte download. My bad. I'm like something big.
Better be big, bro. It's goddamn. It's about damn time.
You know,
My.
I'm expecting it to be big because they announced the patch for December. I'm like, we got like hella weeks left in November, bro. Like,
It's gonna be a while.
I put it in the chat.
All right.
Damn.
Yo.
Funny thing is, this entire time I've been filling it out while you guys were talking.
They got him thinking like, hold on, wait.
All right, so
Imagine like
I
he's
was
a
locked
photographer or
in,
whatever,
dog.
and he's
Yo,
like
while I
typing
was
in
locked- I was
everything.
just
Everybody's
locked out,
saying.
bro. Podcast, low key.
Yeah.
He just been typing in everything y'all done said for the last 10 minutes. That's all.
So thank you. Oh my god. Thank you for the raid.
hey,
There's a lot of y'all tonight. What the hell? Like,
You're right, bro.
Welcome, Raiders.
thank you.
We right?
Thank you. Much love, Dart. What's poppin'? Hey. But so let me ask you now, Mike, to stay on topic. How you feel about the single player content?
So personally speaking, I didn't care about the single player content at all. I was only interested in like playing online, playing against people. But if I'm looking at what they provided, I think they really messed up. It makes no sense to retell the Dragon Ball story again, especially when Kakarot is quite recent. And then you've also got Xenoverse that did a really good job telling a different kind of Dragon Ball story. So to tell the same story that we have seen a billion times and then do it in a way that is much less appealing than what's come before it, I think they completely messed up. I think the ideas behind the what ifs are good. They're just not executed well because of the slideshow that they've got going on, even though the what ifs have better cutscenes than the rest of the game. Custom battle again is a really good concept. It's lacking some quality of life features that make it a little bit annoying to play.
Yeah.
Just in general, like fighting games as of late have had really poor single player content. And again, personally speaking, I spend 99% of my time fighting people, so I don't care. But as a base product, I can't say that Sparking Zero single content is very good. It's lacking. I think they were going in the right direction and they kind of missed the ball.
Okay. Category, are you here?
Yep. I'm
Yeah. All right, lay it on this. How you feel about the single player of the game?
I don't know. Everybody's been making real good points, but in terms of arena fighters, I think it's a really good game. The single player content, I think, was like a second thought for them. I don't think they really care too much, like everyone's been saying. I think they put so much focus on having the 182 characters with like unique animations and different movesets and stuff that they kind of said, all right, well, we'll just let them make their single player content. I'm pretty sure from the jump they were already saying it's not Xenoverse, it's not Kakarot, like it's going to be its own thing. So I think it hit the nail on the head with that. I do wish the cutscenes and stuff were better, just because in terms of the super story, it's the first time besides Xenoverse that we've had that in a game with cutscenes and animations and stuff. So it sucks that that's like kind of forgotten. But I don't know. Like most of you guys or some of you guys, I haven't finished the episode battles. I don't really care too much. I've been enjoying just playing the game as a Dragon Ball fan, just seeing all the animations, all the care they put into that. So that's been my focus. I don't know. The single player is all right. I give it average. I don't know, 5 out of 10, but that's my thoughts.
Okay. I really respect your take because you're just like, yo, I'm just an enthralled fan about what it is. And even though you acknowledge that you just love what it is, you acknowledge that there's flaws too. More people be like category. We need more people in the world like yo, but real rap. Thank you for that. But last but not least on this question, Kaz, how you feeling, bro? How you feeling about the single player?
So I'm gonna keep it a buck. I have not done the story mode myself either. Mostly because one, I've seen a good portion of it. So from what I've seen, like I wanted to do my own YouTube content on it and be like my own reactions, but then I started seeing it on other people's channels. And honestly, I just wasn't impressed. So, 300 hours in later, I still have not touched story. Unfortunately, the game just seems, I call it the Starfield effect, where it feels as though, like everyone's been saying, they had a good plan. They built a sandbox for people to play in, but then turned around and gave you pretty much a sandbox with like a quarter of the sand, and then said, we're going to leave it up to you guys to do the rest, custom battles. But then turned around and started saying, well, we also don't want you using mods. So have fun in that sandbox with the basic toys we gave you. It doesn't feel great. I will say at least the custom battles have been fun to some extent. I've seen a lot of great creativity, but I also feel as though with the lack of costumes and the lack of items in the game, it makes it a lot harder for people to be creative. It makes it a lot harder for people to make those crazy what if stories like, oh, what if Raditz had Saiyan battle armor, like the blue and yellow white one like Vegeta has, or like, what if anything with Goku happens and you want to put him in that orange jacket. It really like it shrugs a lot of that creativity that people wanted to have, because now when you do it, you just got to have Goku in a basic orange gi, or you got to have Vegeta in a basic armor. You can't really go too far with it. As far as and this one's a bit of a stretch, but when it comes to like the single player content, I also think the UI could have used a lot of work. When it came out, I don't think the UI was very appealing to people. It didn't give you that flair that Tenkaichi had as well to get you excited to go to those modes and hop in and start playing. It wasn't like Gohan and them all driving in the car and then flying against the start now on screen or like the battle button. Overall, I agree with Mike. What was he saying? Like they just were not focused too much on the single player experience, and it shows.
And then, real quick, to kind of what Cosmo said, because he just reminded me about that too. There are just some stages that are like staple to Tenkaichi that are not in this game. Like Kami's house, Kami's lookout, the glacier stage, the hell stage, the mountain wave stage. Like for some reason, they're just not in the game either for some reason. And I find it very weird in this game. There's no preset colors.
Yeah.
There's no color 1s or color 2s that you can pick with your characters. I find that odd as hell.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm so salty that they didn't give me the glacier stage in the game. That is like my favorite stage to fight on.
God.
Man,
and it pisses me off because it happens in Broly, like in Super Broly. And they could have just cheated it and then gave us that. And they couldn't do that. Like they had one job. But, that stage, and I feel like an iconic Tenkaichi stage is the one where it was not Goku, Vegeta versus Android 18. You know what the I can't what is it called? I always forget the name of it, but if anybody can put the name of it, tell me with the railroad. That stage is like iconic.
Oh, yeah,
You know that one. That's not there. There's no Kami's lookout, right? There's no Kami's house, and the house is on the main menu. Like, what's going on? I get it's a super themed game, but like,
I forgot. Well, it had slipped my mind that Kami's Lookout wasn't until I watched.
Yeah, bro, that
I
just
watched one of my
make me-
homies' videos. I think he dropped it today about the missing maps in the game.
You know what else ain't in there?
What?
We don't have freezing spaceship.
Nope.
We don't got space. We don't got space. We don't got nothing.
I feel like there was a lot of missed opportunities, man, when it comes to that stuff. Like, they also don't have to do what like you said, it's all super, but it's like there was a totally easy way to just do a Planet Vegeta and like throw that in there, you know, like something that we've just saw in Broly. Like, toss that in. There's just simple things. Like, you want to throw out old stages, that's fine, and bring in new ones. But I feel like the new options aren't even that vast. I feel like it still feels like just less of what we had.
I hate to say it, but I think the game could have used more time.
Yeah.
I think it should have been a 2025 title because
They were trying to get that out of Diamond.
My guess is like I guess they try to tie it in with like Dragon Ball Daimos release, so then they kind of had to work up to that. That's my only guess.
And I don't take this like straight on, like, you know, take this with a grain of salt. But there were audio files found in the game where Ultra Instinct Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Goku say Kaioken. So, which makes me think that they had planned like a more expansive customization feature for characters where you could swap out skills and stuff, but
yeah,
they didn't have
everything,
time.
like the whole aura customization stuff.
Well, you kind of see that.
They hyped up the fact that you could customize your characters only for like 10 characters to actually be able to use like single scatter.
There is that customization.
Not gonna lie, that's another thing they gotta work on, dog. Like, let me put a scouter on Goku Black, or I don't know, like a Batara earring on Gotenks or something. Like
I don't understand why like they made the costume so restricted for the characters. Like, it doesn't matter if like let me put the yard rat fit on Trunks just to randomly do it.
Like that ass, bro. Like, look, we got Goku Super, right? And then we got Goku Super Ultra Instinct. Why don't we get to use Goku Super's costumes on Goku Super Ultra Instinct? It's the same damn character.
They got the same costume, but you gotta pay for them twice for each character.
Now, where's Luis D at?
Piccolo has 3 costumes, each of them are the same. It's just the turban and then the shoulder guards.
I couldn't get over.
Where's Luis D for UI Goku, bro?
I couldn't get over the Goku having different belts. I was like, bro, that's it. It's just belt tucked in, belt not tucked in.
Where's the end of Ziggy, bro?
On a Fantasy 14 man belt.
Only customization is removing the scouter.
That's it.
Yeah, but
That's it.
I noticed like when somebody posted them, I was like, oh yeah, they don't have the end of Z in the game.
No, they don't.
No.
That's
You know,
crazy.
it's worse for me though, because it's like I'm an Android 18 fan, right? So like when Arrow was the first person to talk about it, but like the other Android 18 customization has Destructo disc, and I'm like, okay, so she gets it, but like, where everybody else at though? Like, Krillin should have some of the most costumes in the damn game.
Where my
You
Afro Krillin
also
at,
want to
bro?
know that strike. You want to know something else that strikes me as odd with the way that they handle like the characters as well too. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's not really a critique. It just strikes me as odd. They were very quick to replace already canonical designs for certain Dragon Ball characters with super designs. Hence Bardock, hence 18, hence 17. And they were just like, all right, cool. The other outfits that were your original Z outfits are now in the shop. Those are your alternate outfits now. It's like they were very quick to just replace Bardock's whole base outfit.
I actually want to expand on that a little bit. What's funny about that is when you look at this game, you can tell like these are like Dragon Ball Super Broly inspired designs, right?
Yeah.
Right.
This game, low key, is Dragon Ball Super Broly the game. Where the hell is the Glacier stage, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where's
man.
my
I
volcano?
was just saying that.
Yeah, bro, we need that stage, man.
And
Also-
I ain't trying to be in a like I'm a developer or anything, but
Yeah,
it
same,
can't
same.
be that hard to make that stage.
Well, I mean, people are porting in. People are porting in like their own versions from like BT3 and literally just throwing it in with map destruction. with it doesn't look great, but it's with map destruction. I saw someone pull in what's the map with the temple in the middle? Got a really high ceiling.
The palace.
Yeah, the palace.
Tell me, look out.
The battle with King Piccolo.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
going crazy.
Like people are
yeah,
doing.
Who's doing that?
Yeah. Okay.
That
So
was
it's
in
like-
Tenkaichi 3.
Yep.
Let me tell you so. It is that
Orange
easy.
Tower, or that's the one.
Mhm.
No, I think
I
it's
don't
the
remember
palace.
name, but it's like that. It's like that one with the big palace in the middle. That big phallic looking
And
palace in the
it's just
middle.
Yeah.
fire all
Yeah, the
around
King
there,
Piccolo
right?
area,
Yeah, and it's got
yeah,
like
yeah.
pillars on the
Oh.
sides.
Oh,
Oh, that map. Oh, okay.
Okay. I can't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, someone ported
but-
that in and made it the whole center of it destructible.
Okay.
That's crazy.
I
So-
don't know. I don't know.
For DLC 2025.
Yeah. it's like
You
right
know,
now.
one
It's like,
stage, one stage
Yeah.
in this game that really disappointed me was the cell games, because in Tenkaichi 3, when you smash someone through the stage, they like explode the whole stage. But in this game, it only like creates little craters. I know it's like a little nitpick, but it seemed like a massive downgrade to me.
You know what's really funny? A lot of these like destroyable stages are locked to story mode.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh.
they're in there. Why
no,
why
hold-
can't you play them?
So I will
Let
say
me-
for that one, there is a reason for that.
Go ahead.
So they actually did explain, like, and this was a big reason of why they didn't really originally want the game to play, like, to be couch co-op, multiplayer, split screen, however you want to put it, was because the amount of destruction that was up there and the way the game was running, it would crash your stuff. Like, I have a 3060 at home on my laptop. My laptop can barely run this game. And God forbid I play in the city. It's just going to send my laptop on a spiral. So even playing on the PS5, they were really pushing it with allowing any type of like co-op. So for them to just be like, oh, hyperbolic time chamber only, is because all that smoke that renders, all the detail that has to come while you're destroying things, it might actually just mess up your game.
Well, I
and
heard
then you're just having an even worse
I
time.
understand that, but what about the clean tournament of power? That has less
Mhm.
assets to
Yeah, that has
use.
no
I
assets
have
on it.
no excuse for that.
No, there should be a way to cycle through destructed early. Like, there's just so many things that feel like it's only campaign. Even certain characters have different move sets, like only in story. Like they take away their ultimate and give them a different ultimate.
And you know what, Rara? That was another thing that would have made custom battles great.
Yeah.
If you could just like change supers and ultimates for certain characters,
Out of the
Yeah,
fire.
just to make it more
That'd be
fun, man.
sick.
That'd be a lot more
Nah,
creative.
Dragon Fist on UI Goku will go crazy.
That would go crazy.
Like I don't
Need
care
that.
for character creation personally, like actual character customization and making your own shit and taking moves. But that alone, if it's a character canonical move that can go from like different versions, like that makes sense to me. Like there's no
Yeah.
reason we don't have a. Do we have a Goku that uses solar flare?
Early.
Yeah.
Oh, early does? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't played it much early, but like it's stuff like that where it's like early could use solar flare, but late can't. Like make it an option. It might be an ass
agree.
option, but give it an option.
Yeah, I think that's fine, especially like so like even from like a stance of just doing like even if it's just like an option in like custom battle. I like what Cosmo was saying. I think that's a big letdown, or whoever said about like being able to switch ultimates and skills and stuff. I think that would have just been like an easy, endless way of just adding content for it, custom battles, just making you swap out skills and stuff for characters because it just makes it fun. It's like there's fun in the game, but it's like there's limitations to the fun.
Okay. So we've all came to the consensus that with single player content, it's kind of lacking, kind of mid.
Mid.
Let's get to the thing everybody want to know about. All right, y'all online experiences. All right, Arrow.
Real quick. I wanted to say this before we go into the online. stuff.
Okay.
This is technically a single player mode. The training mode.
Oh yeah.
I think the training mode for anime games, right? It's a pretty good training mode. I'll give them that. But in terms of like fighting game training modes, I do think they need to like mess around with it or add more options for us to like do. There's still no guard after getting hit option. I think that should just be a thing. I don't know why that's not there.
Yeah, like the
But-
way like the
Right.
PC players tested, they have to like use like 2 controllers just to test stuff.
Yeah,
they
it's-
shouldn't have to do all that.
There's a specific thing that should just be in there just innately. So I think they need to work on the training.
Like if they just gave us an option to like record a bot for training mode, that would literally solve all the issues for
Oh,
training. mode.
I wanna bring this up before you go further. Shout out to Cherry. They made a mod today, right?
Mhm.
Where for PC, sadly, I can't play with y'all on it right now. But for PC, they made a mod to where you can practice super counter loops. So yeah, that just came. I got the link to it. Everybody been asking. Yeah, I literally asked Buddy. He's like, hey, "Can you make a super counter mod?" I went to the bathroom. He's like, "It's done. Here you go." You mean to tell me they put that in the game?
I literally
He
saw
did
Dom
everything,
using that
so-
earlier.
Yeah.
So it just programs the
It's programmed that
CPU
after
to
hit-
force.
Super
Oh.
counter. Just keep
Oh.
doing it.
Yeah, so if
Yeah.
y'all need one on PS5, I have a custom battle code for y'all, so y'all can practice super counter on there too. If y'all
Ooh.
need that.
Hold up. You can hold
it-
on. You
Is it what I
can
think it is? What's the name of it?
Saiyan strength. That's what I've been using.
Bro,
the
that's
whole
the
time
same one I
training.
use.
Yeah, bro, that shit is.
So you
But
can
y'all just
force.
been holding out on tech. Like,
Yeah, wait.
Hold on. So
to be
you can
fair-
set the custom battle to force the CPU
Yeah,
to do
so the
something
guy who
specific.
made it, every time you hit the bot, it will do a super counter so you can practice. And if he sends it back, and it also teaches you how to like vanish supers and ultimates and shit like that.
Oh, you gotta send that in the chat.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I got
Training mode.
I
My
was
bad,
literally,
my bad,
I
I'm
was
sorry,
literally
I'm sorry.
trying to make that on PC today. So me and Dom
No, I
sat
got
in
a
the
PC
room.
code for that too. Whoever needs that too.
Yo,
Yeah.
I got both.
please send that my way, bro. We
Why
been
is that
trying
not
to
in
make,
training
make that all
mode?
morning.
No,
I
no.
got-
We gotta make a custom battle for that. That's
By
hilarious.
any means necessary, we train.
No, but you
Shoot.
know what? You know what? And I'm gonna throw this out there. Everybody should do this. We should make a collection of these videos. Everybody just take one assignment. We make a collection, and then everybody makes a YouTube video with the ultimate training course for noobs. I'm telling you, that'll be fucking going hard.
Do it.
It's actually funny because I wanted to do a guide because people have been asking me to make a guide and I want to get more people in it. So I already had an idea like that. That would be sick.
Yeah, no, I
You
mean
gotta hit
it's
him with a
easy.
Content warning, oh, Rara.
A content warning?
Yeah, you gotta let them know that this is like 60% going to work online if your internet trash. Like this.
Oh yeah,
so
well
they
you
don't
know,
come back saying you lied to them.
yeah, well that's on them. You know, if you're playing on whatever Elon's internet thing is, Starlink, that's on you.
Oh,
It's crazy.
All right, so
Look,
here
look.
goes that's the
just pass,
PC
pass
one.
it. Pat, look, throw it in the chats too if you can. Like,
Yeah, I'm about
Mhm.
to.
if y'all want to get good at super counter, like apparently a custom battle is the training mode now. All right, we got cutscenes in training mode, but okay, like, but yeah, I guess I'll start off here and then we go to Arrow about the online experience. All right, not gonna lie to you, this game, like when it first came out, I was like, oh, this is gonna be problematic. I'm not a fan. A perception is just funny to me. Because like I can't say I don't like it because I'm a big favor of defensive mechanics in games, right? But I can say there's a little bit too much for me now, right? Maybe because this is what I played before this, and it being Tekken, and like I always got to do something. The amount of people I've heard hold triangle circle, and I learned on standard control this was like a week ago, right? It's just circle. You mean to tell me they cooking me with just hitting a button?
Yeah.
They just hitting a button on standard?
What? Oh, you talking about for perception?
Yeah, perception is just circle. They
Yep.
just holding it. I'm just like, I'm getting cooked by them doing that constantly. And I'm like, okay, cool. Then we learn the key blast tech and stuff like that. Everybody got tired of that. So everybody learned how to play the game with the skill counts. And like, after like, I'll say like 2 weeks, Vanish Wars, I just get mad. Like, I don't even want to play no more. Like, soon as I start vanishing, I'm like, why is it so slow, bruh? Like, why is it so damn slow? It irritates
I
me.
remember the first week that when the game was out, and I just seen everybody post the Vanish War clips. It was like, yeah, like the old, good old times, like the old days. And then we're a month in, everybody just hates the shit. Nobody likes it, and it's every time I get into them now, I just honestly purposely lose on the first hit.
Mm-hmm.
I just be tired of doing it. Unless I know I'm like guaranteed to win, I'm just like, bro.
That's one of the
I don't
benefits
wanna
I
do this
have
no
for
more.
playing Trunks, bro. I don't have to deal with that.
Oh
shit.
yeah, unless I'm playing Trunks. Unless I'm playing Trunks and I'm like fuck the war, bro. Okay, can we curse?
I don't care.
Okay. I ain't gonna try to go too crazy, but yeah, with Trunks, I'm like, I ain't gotta deal with this. Every time I'm on Trunks, I ain't gotta deal with this, but I do gotta deal with rage quits though.
Oh, and that's the one thing I want to talk about. Yo, oh God, I cannot stand the amount of people who rage quit. Some dude, and I could pull it up if I need to, y'all. I beat this dude on ranked, right? He's playing Android 19, whatever Android 19 says, don't resist. It's futile. I don't even know. I just hate the quote. Like, I hate hearing
It's
it.
futile.
Like, I turned my TV down as soon as I heard it. I was like, I don't want to. I can't stand his voice. I've always hated Android 19 voice. Bro, I beat him. He's like, oh, that's crazy. You thought you was gonna get these points off of me? And I'm like, he messaged me. He's okay. Like, why are so many people okay with quitting in this damn game? And it don't make sense to me. Like, people are just like, well, if I was getting cooked, it's fine for me to rage quit, right? And I'm like, no, it's not fine. Just take the L, walk away, go to Twitter. Use TikTok, do something, right? But like, I kept getting rage quits back to back. This is like last I was playing Ultra Instinct Goku, and like they keep picking World Tournament, and they keep getting knocked on the floor. So I'm gonna pop the 4-bar super. You gonna lose 2 health bars, and they be like, "Man, you so cheap for doing that. Stop picking World Tournament, so I can't do it because it's an easier time for me to kill you." I got 8 rage quits in 1 hour, and I couldn't make the video because every B-roll was cut short 1:30 into the dang gameplay, right? So I got more annoyed editing. Have you ever been mad recording gameplay before?
Oh, yeah.
That's what this game. This is the first time I've ever been that mad recording gameplay casually,
It's
right?
always
Like, I'm not even.
Force, bro.
Yeah.
It's always Vegeta Force, bro. Every
Bro.
time they lose, they rage quit. It's fucking annoying.
I had a
I don't
session
get it. Go
of
ahead.
like a 2-hour recording session.
Mhm.
And it only extended to 2 hours because I could never get a match that like completed a set. And I was like, bro, this literal whole video is just rage quits. And I got so pissed at editing. I was like, I don't want to upload this shit no more. I just scrapped the video. I was like, I don't want to edit it no more, man.
I will say you should have
Ever
just.
since that video, oh my fault. Ever since that video was edited on last week. I haven't touched the game since I edited that video.
You got to rebrand that video. You got to take that video and say they only rage quit and just make a compilation.
You might be right.
And
Just
that's
change the
why I
salsa.
say to all my DP players, I feel sorry for y'all, bro. Because I know singles, I be going through some BS, but DP, y'all
Bro.
gotta sit through a
Look,
whole timeout simulator just
was-
for have someone to
look,
rage quit on y'all,
No.
and then you gotta go to the next match.
yeah, no, bro. I said I was against it. I was like, because they was like, yeah, everybody said single battles, but I was like, but the team aspect, cool, bro. And I was playing DP battles for so long. Then I just got to the points like, oh yeah, they get to their last character, they rage quit. I was like, bro,
Mhm.
I just wasted 10 minutes just to not get nothing. So yeah, I'm not playing this no more. It's only singles.
Yeah, that's why
Let
I
me tell
almost
you-
stay in singles, bro. Y'all got the DP. I'm good.
After today, I'm never going back to DP ranked again. The first 2 games were literal just timeouts because the person kept kept forcing like Vanish Wars,
Mhm.
and then would lose them just to keep swapping his character every single
Oh,
chance
no.
he got,
Oh,
and then
no.
had 5 characters, so then would drain the match until it hit 0. And I'm just like, dog, I'm just tired, bro. 2 timeouts
Yeah.
in a row,
The
and then 5 rage quits. I was done.
The biggest issue right now that I'm facing is when I play singles, I'm like, all right, people are always picking cheesy ass characters, right?
Yeah.
Z Broly with the sparking shit, Gogeta 4 with the sparking shit. We got, UI Gokus and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go to DP battles. I go on DP battles. These matches last like 15 minutes each.
Mm-hmm.
And God forbid they have a shitty connection and you can't even Alt F4 because if you do, you're gonna get banned. So it's so cooked, man. It's actually so cooked. They gotta figure like a forfeit system out or something. So like you could lose your rank, but at least you don't get a penalty for like
That's
rage
crazy
quit.
because I was watching somebody on stream earlier and somehow somebody forfeited the match. That jump was crazy. I don't know.
There is
how
a
they did
forfeit
that.
system.
Is
Oh,
there?
How?
It only so Yaya found out. So correct me if I'm wrong, Yaya. It only lasts the first few seconds of the match that you can forfeit.
What?
Mm.
Oh,
Yes.
nah.
I think
Oh,
the
that's wild.
forfeit system should be like, it shouldn't be like spammable or anything. You know, maybe you're only allowed like 1 or 2 forfeits within like 2 hours.
I mean, I don't mind. If they're forfeiting, cool. Let them forfeit. I get the points still. That's
Right. Yeah,
That's
all
what I
that
care about.
scoring. Not only does that, if you rage quit, not only is that putting like a mark on your account saying, hey, this person rage quits, only put them in lobbies with rage quitters, right? It has no benefit. It has no consequences other than that.
You think they should just count
And
rage quits as forfeits?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they definitely should do that because
And the crazy
bro,
part
there's-
about
there should be no reason that I am playing Super Saiyan Sword Trunks on ranked facing full power Jirens who go straight into Insta Spark, Keflis who all do the same damn thing of doing a reverse dash and doing their ultimate. Acting like I'm not gonna block it, and when I know how to deal with their BS, they rage quit. Or UI Goku, that Goku. I mean, I'm going to say this all the time. If you're using those characters, bro, and you're quitting on this game, something's wrong with you, bro. I'm sorry, something's wrong with you.
And I will say one thing that caught me the other day. We started playing Death Note, and I come to realize Death Note is the game that has less funding, less resources than Sparking Zero, and somehow they're dealing with rage quitters before Sparking Zero. They sent out a whole message board saying that they will start taking actions very soon. I was just like, damn, Sparking Zero just said, get good and just let us go.
$10 experience versus $100 experience.
That is crazy.
By the way,
I got mine
that
for
game
free.
got
It's a
crossplay.
free experience for PlayStation.
They got crossplay?
Yeah.
Yes, they
Yeah,
got
they got
crossplay.
crossplay.
No, we're
Yeah.
cooked. We're
Death Note
cooked.
got crossplay
It has
before Naruto got
crossplay.
crossplay before My Hero got crossplay before Dragon Ball got crossplay. Death Note got crossplay.
Oh, we're
Crazy.
Is that the full? Let's think. Is that the first anime game with crossplay?
No, breakers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Breakers.
I did not know
out
Breakers had
Breakers.
crossplay too. So all the cheap
That's 'cause
games
nobody
got
play Breakers.
crossplay? Isn't Breakers like $20?
I think that was more so an attempt to get more people to play the game because it wasn't
Yeah.
doing well.
But they
See,
have
the
to
idea
see.
is, like we now see that it's capable. They're capable of doing it. They just won't.
Well, not only that, right? Like they have to see. I know that 12,000, right, to 16,000 players a day is good for an anime game. It is good. We can't deny that. But could you imagine how many players are on Xbox right now who literally can't get matches? And who are just like, I wish I could
Lord.
play, but I can't even get a tournament.
I literally had someone DM me, Rara, that said that like they had to switch to the PC version of the game just because it takes them 30 minutes to
Yeah.
find a match.
Yeah, no, I know.
I have a homie that plays on Xbox. Well, I played because he doesn't play the game anymore because he can't find any matches to play. And that's like an overall issue of like their games on Xbox because Dragon Ball Fighters was kind of similar, but it was very hard to find matches on Xbox. And like their load times were atrocious. I remember I used to watch him stream, and he would be loading in a match for almost 3 minutes, just sitting there on a black screen before the match starts on the Xbox. And I'm
And
like,
there's a simple solution. And I know they can integrate it late because other games that use Unreal integrated it late, right? Things like Rocket League and stuff like that. They didn't have crossplay on launch. They added it later. So it's like, if they can do it, I'm sure we can do it. It's just, they probably did like...
Here's my honest truth, not to cut you off there.
Yeah, go ahead.
My honest truth is I feel like they don't want to add crossplay for like multiplayer games simply because they know
Anti-cheat.
people gonna cheat.
Oh yeah.
Cause like, and I know that's a BS. Yeah, I know that's a BS excuse, but like Cosmic can attest to this. We know about the Ultra Rumble cheaters, right? On PC.
Oh yeah, but
Like,
they
they-
that game got crossplay too, don't it?
But like the
I don't
answer
know,
to that
do
though,
it.
Yaya, would be simply just to not allow PC to be part of the crossplay. Like just simply make
Well,
it console
I
only.
don't
and
know
they
about
the
all that.
point.
I don't know
what,
about
You
all
know,
that.
hold on. I
no,
feel
no, no.
like
No. An even greater answer to that is they did the same thing on fighters with the anti cheat. Just pay, but they don't want to pay for the
They don't want
anti
to pay that
cheat.
money.
Yeah, they don't want to pay.
they're not making enough money to pay that money.
I think
The
I would
issue with
argue they are
anti-cheats is
making
that
it. Sorry, go ahead.
the issue with anti-cheats is that then we lose capabilities of using, even like cosmetic mods completely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
almost every PC player I've seen runs some sort of cosmetic mod. Like you
Look.
couldn't even use a mod that changes the character icons in the select screen anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I love the modding scene, and they gonna hate me
don't
for
say this,
saying
bro.
they gonna
Don't say
hate me for
this.
saying
So
that.
don't do it, bro.
That is a loss that should be taken for a game that you're
my
paying for.
God.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
costumes.
Well, okay, I'll add another layer to
Yeah,
that.
but I'll say a good alternative though is that at least like with fighters, you can play with mods. You just got to have somebody else to turn any cheat off. You and your homies playing, you can play with mods. Then just turn any cheat off.
Oh my God.
I do agree with that,
I do
though.
understand it though.
No, like if you're doing single player, and maybe, I mean, they should look at the community and say, yeah, there's a strong mod community, right? Let's integrate it into the game. Look at like Halo and stuff like that, right? Now we're talking really big picture, and it's a really large ask. But you look at like games like Halo and stuff, like they have a modded server that you can go play modded modes and make your own cheats and all this other stuff, and they're just like, have fun. That is no anti-cheat on it. And then this is the anti-cheat version. So
Yeah, like give it mod support.
what is it?
I said, yeah, like give it mod support because Baldur's Gate just did that actually.
Yeah, exactly. It's a simple fix that you'll have that separation because everyone loves mods. No one's gonna say they don't love mods. I agree. Ranked would have a bunch of people like using custom battle fucking Pataras. What are they called in this game?
Red Pataras or something.
Oh my God, the Red Pataras.
Yeah, it's like they're gonna use them in ranked 100% if you make it crossplay. But if you have that differentiating lane, it's gonna change it. It's just a lot to ask. It's a lot to ask.
Mhm.
But then I think, is it really though?
It's
It's like, is it a lot to ask in the gaming space? No. Is it a lot to ask for anime games?
Yeah.
Which sucks because we're at the bottom of the barrel. That's
right.
so
The
crazy.
thing is, this is the first anime game that's been developed like a AAA, and I can tell you that because I've actually looked into the files. I've looked into how the models are constructed. No anime game I've seen has had such like high poly models with like such defined features, right?
That's true.
Even if the models look a little rough sometimes, they're constructed like AAA title models. They have dedicated stuff for each like coloring system, like every other AAA title does. No anime game has done that before. Even the stages, they're outsourcing like to various other studios, not only to make the models. They're also outsourcing for like stages and stuff. Which shocks me. If they're outsourcing, where are all the other stages?
So,
They're not
Chris,
doing
can I
that
ask you a
in-house.
question?
What's going on?
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
The resources for Super 17, are they in the game? This about to be like 3 questions. Sorry.
If I remember correctly, somebody did find that there are a lot of like leftover like indexes or
Mhm.
indices, I guess, of characters that were in Tenkaichi 3 but weren't here.
Okay.
I don't
That was
know how right that is. I haven't personally looked into that. I mainly looked at like models and stuff personally.
Okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Okay. No, I was just gonna ask because, like, I know with some things, it's like once all the resources is in the game, it's just as simple as just hitting that switch and saying, "Hey, put it on live" or "Take it off live." Like, it's really just that simple.
It's it, I wouldn't say that because you have to keep in mind. First of all, they gotta make sure they get the moveset done before the model and stuff because visuals always come last. You don't start building a character before you start building the game system, right? So if they got a moveset done, they're probably working on models. We know that they were working on the game's DLC alongside the game's release. because we saw those renders of the gammas, right? Those are the renders that are going to be used in the game, and those renders are painted versions of the actual models. They're PNGs of the models that they painted over, essentially. So we know that DLCs were being worked on alongside the actual game. In terms of unreleased, content or unused content that they might release later, they could do free updates and stuff for sure. Because as we know, even though we have a lot of content, the game feels like it's lacking a lot. And character variety. It feels like the characters do have a lot of variety, but the lack of customization makes the game feel a little dry sometimes. Stuff like stages they could do for free content. They could add older tracks from the older Tenkaichi games. Because I gotta be honest, the older Tenkaichi tracks were fire, right? This game. One thing I have, this is going a little off topic. This game has okay soundtracks, but every single soundtrack in this game sounds like it was made for a cutscene and not for fighting.
Yeah,
and the one that was made for fighting, there's one I really love.
That's the one that
really love. It's a sparking only.
Right, yeah. It's I think it's called Fighting Spirit. It's the one they had with the Goku Blue versus Vegeta fight in the preview show. That's probably the only soundtrack that I can say confidently sounds like a Tenkaichi track. Everything else just sounds like cutscene music.
There's another one. The name is escaping me right now. I think it's
this game got music.
I think it's called Malicious Intent.
Oh, Malicious Intent.
That song. Why can't I use that song? It's so good.
Is it only a sparking song, like a sparking
song?
It's
only a sparking.
It's only a sparking song.
That sucks.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, like some of the tracks are good, but most of it feels like it was built for cutscenes and not actual fighting. So it doesn't really fit, It feels like cinematic soundtracks that you would see in like a movie, but it doesn't really feel like it fits the type, like the mood of the actual battles at all.
I'll put it in the Discord. That's
that. I can download.
Oh no, that's fire. That's fire. Hold on. Now why is
it's only a sparking sound?
Now that sounds like a Tenkaichi track too. Why they? Oh no.
Yeah, it's basically like an old school Tenkaichi track, man.
That sounds like a Tenkaichi track too. That sounds good, bro.
I don't know. Why even make sparking only tracks? Like what are we doing?
Honestly, this game is gonna die because of its online functionality.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that I have to add on.
Like absolutely shambolic.
The characters are not as much of an issue, in my opinion, as the battle mechanics being broken. The battle mechanics are unbalanced. And the fact that, I'll just put it this way. Tenkaichi 3 had really broken characters, and I'm talking really, really broken characters. You know how they balanced that game? By making sure the battle system was good.
Yep.
We still had like 30k damage. We still had health bar melting combos. The only thing is, the game was balanced mechanically. This game is not.
What I was told earlier today was that it's a skill issue. Everything you're saying is a skill issue.
No, that's not. It can be a skill issue. That's why I don't agree with a lot of that because, all right, so this is why I get into it, right? Because there's some people that think super counters are like the best thing of all time. And the problem is that even if you think it's good the way it is, it's not fun to look at past 2 to 3 reps of it, right? Like, I'll be honest, I commentated Globku's Ultimate Burst yesterday, and it was hype because people were doing it towards the end of matches, right? And then after that one time they did the end of the matches, it was happening the whole other 2 games. So now I'm just hearing in my ear in HD, boom, 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 boom. Like this is not Planet of the Apes, bruh. And then one person mess up. It's the same thing.
Because for me with seeing it, it feels like the people that like try to hype it up there. To me, it's like when them trying like to glorify it, like it's like if you play fighting games, like a third strike parry. But when it's not, it's like a lot of people say it's just a rhythm. You don't the timing doesn't change and it doesn't really vary too much off of like like a different moves for the most part. It's like normally it's like it's a consistent timing a lot of times. And once you get into that rhythm, it's just who's gonna mess up first. And that's like the most annoying part about like the two most annoying mechanics to deal with for defensively in this game is super counter and vanishing. And both of them things are who's gonna mess up first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me because in BT3, both of those mechanics weren't really an issue.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
We weren't.
That's my biggest problem with it. Like you saw in BT3, the vanish it took 1 bar a key and it got faster and it was harder with each attempt. But now you got the same speed to where anybody at any level can do it. And then you even have super counter, which I tested because I be labbing this game way too much. I'm just a lab fiend. But my first week of learning this mechanic, you can literally just hold up on the left analog stick, mash it out, reset the stick, do it again. And for characters like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or any character that hits really fast, it's really easy to break out of. So then you have to break your combo early, but even by doing that, you mash it out and you still have a chance of getting out my combo. It's so corny, man. It's so corny.
My only issue with this, oh, sorry, go ahead.
The thing about super counters, or they were called Z counters in Tenkaichi 3. Super counters in Tenkaichi 3 were a skill check that separated good players from regular players.
Exactly.
They were, if you were a regular player, they were a last resort combo breaker.
I would never try to do that shit in Tenkaichi.
And the thing that made them so balanced in Tenkaichi 3 is that if you miss the input, if you do an input at the wrong time, the game wouldn't let you do another super counter for another.
It locked you out.
It locked you out.
And in this game, in Sparking Zero, you can spam that shit without any consequences. So the worst player in the entire game can guarantee at least 1 or 2 super counters by just mashing the input, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of defeats the whole purpose of this super last resort, cool looking counter that kind of separates good players from bad players.
And then it makes it even worse for like things like revenge counter, because revenge counter costs 2 skill counts, right? But like even if you do that, someone can super counter it back. So like now you just wasted that skill count for no reason.
Yeah.
And so here, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I was just gonna say, like, so my issue, and you guys, especially as like BT3 veterans who can back me on this, because typically when I had these conversations, I don't have anybody who played competitive BT3, BT2 to back me on this. So would you guys agree that it is not the same as back in BT2, BT3?
No,
absolutely not.
No.
Oh, hell no.
Because the argument that I always get is, then you weren't a true BT3 enjoyer. And I'm just like, dude, I went to tournaments. What is you on? You play with your boys down the block. We are not the same. Like, there are just things in this game that are just overtuned, and they do need to be brought down a bit. And it's not the same as BT3. And the argument that it is the same as BT3, and we're just not remembering because we're old here, definitely needs to be thrown out the window.
It's
Look,
crazy.
I'll put it like this. Like, out of everybody I've seen talk about the game, and I'm not trying to sound gatekeeper or mean, but I'll say about like 10% of people, probably I could tell you like Arrow's one of them. I've been around here and there, but not as crazy. Creeps, Solid that I had on before on for the pre-show of this. Yep. He literally told me like it's not the same because the battle mechanics of the game, like the system, the way it works, is not as fleshed out as Tenkaichi 2 nor 3. Nope. That's the first thing he said. Like it's a whole segment of that as well. But yeah, I don't agree. Like this game made it like, and I'm not trying to say this to say it's mean or be mean about it, but if y'all know what I mean by this, and some people in my chats might understand this, but I call this Dragon Ball Tenkaichi Strive. That's what I call it, right? That's what I mean. Meaning in the way where like the game itself is modernized, but in some places it just doesn't hit for everybody. You know, not even calling it bad. It's just that like a lot of people are either frustrated by the release version of the game or have some gripes about it. But the one thing I wanted to say that 2 things that pissed me off about this game. Number one, the lock on. The lock on is horrendous in this game, and like literally, and then everybody will tell me like, "Oh, just fly to the top of the map. They'll lock on." I fly to the top of the map, and I see them in the corner. I can't back down. Now I'm getting ultimate because I'm still trying to lock on to Buddy. I can't back down, and I'm like, he got another one. I'm still trying to lock on. That's the one biggest gripe I had about this game. Like whoever decided to change the way it worked, because the maps work differently, they were smoking. All right, I want to have a talk with you personally. Like we got to have a conversation, a dialogue. That's it.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the other thing? You said it was two things.
Yeah, there's two things, y'all.
Oh. This one irks the hell out of me. And people was roasting me on Twitter. I had to mute the tweet. Right?
Oh no.
And like, I think I'm just not attentive. Sadly, the stages, the terrain and the barriers of the game piss me off.
Yeah, it interrupts the combat a
No,
lot.
I literally lost the game earlier because my side steps kept like leaving me in place, and then I'm caught in a combo.
Yeah.
And then there will be times to where like even when you are doing your combo, your character will just randomly stop attacking. So you're like, bro, what is my character doing?
I literally can't play Videl because of that.
Now,
Because
what
he
about
can't
the
vanish.
times? What about the times you're trying to grab, but you do like 3 step-ins instead?
Man.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Although
that's-
I
mitigate
hate that.
by just holding guard. I just hold guard in this.
Have any of you tried to like sidestep a big back and still get grabbed?
Yep.
A big
Get
back.
sidestep.
Wait, what?
It was a
What is
big
a
back.
big back?
You mean like
Like a
Fetch a
giant?
number?
No, like big characters, like 19.
Oh.
I was fighting 19.
I was like, what? That sounded like a slur. I was like, hold on.
Like, I was fighting a 19 earlier. The 9, this 19 is literally spam grabbing me the whole game. I know he's about to grab me. I sidestep the grab, still get grabbed. I'm like, hold on now. I was behind him.
Is it
Mm.
Dale? Is this because like their hitbox and their grab is the entire size of their
they
body?
big back. They big
And then
back.
there's
So
even
it's like
times
even
where,
when you sidestep, you're still in front of them.
And then there's even times to where like y'all probably experience this because we all play online a lot, but perception. We all know how to deal with perception, right? But there are times when you are behind the person, bruh, and you know you're gonna hit this guy. Try as the community say back shots, that's what they like to say. But even when you hit them, they still get a perception. Like,
The
bro,
most
I'm
perception.
right behind you.
Yeah.
How?
I'm gonna be honest,
Also-
bro. They made perception far too strong. They made the defense. I'm not gonna lie. Perception was decent in Tenkaichi 3, right? It was a pretty widely used system. Most people
Mhm.
used it, but in this game, it's so strong that it's everybody's primary focus on defense. That should not
Yeah.
be happening. That should not be the case. The guard
Because
button
you-
should be the primary focus. Not the
You literally can spam it
I'm
over
not
and
even
over
gonna
and over
lie.
again.
I'm getting beat up. I'm not blocking. I'm holding perception. 90% of the times.
You should,
I'm holding
you should be
perception.
guarding instead because that should be your primary focus on
And
defense.
it's crazy. The things that beat perception go out the window when they have stocks because it turns into super perception. Now you just can't do anything. You have to get behind.
That's and
Perception pisses me off, bro.
I need to talk to whoever at the office was like, yeah, let's make super versions of these mechanics. And there was no reason to do that.
Why?
It's
No,
okay for it to have a counter.
Gotta have
the
super.
the one counter to perception in Tenkaichi 3 was just hitting them really damn hard. They
Yeah,
took
man.
that shit out and said, nah, if we take one skill count, you can counter the counter.
Oh, you know what? You made me think about something. They hyped up a mechanic that they clickbaited. It's in the game, and you may have gotten it like once or twice on accident. But the first couple trailers, they was hyping the hell out of the mechanic, being able to knock away beams and stuff like that. Right? Like
That's super
you never see the shit. Like you might get it once, like, oh my bad. He
I
threw a
only
ball.
used it, like,
That's because those
super-
motherfuckers fire at you at Mach 4.
I think it gives you a key back if you.
Yeah, it gives you a buff that makes you
Oh,
charge.
what
like,
gives you
great.
key back?
Deflecting beams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gives you a buff.
Yeah, but the
that-
other problem about the deflecting beams too is like sometimes like because of the recovery you come out so slow, the enemy actually has an advantage on you to get close to you, so it's not even worth doing most of the time anyway.
Yeah,
It's not like-
you just stuck there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just go behind and do the
It's
Q
literally
sweep.
like-
Also, because somebody tell me, does when you're perceptioning somebody, does the just, I guess like the frame data vary depending how close you are to each other. Because there's been times where I perception somebody like 3 times back to back, and it's supposed to be my turn, but they mash out faster than me.
I think that's just a character difference.
Yeah, I think it's really
Yeah.
like character difference because like some characters definitely have like better
That's
hit
so
priority.
Mm.
Because like if you're going against like Gogeta, right, you're
Mhm.
not beating them if you're matching first. If y'all even, you're not beating him. Same thing with Kid
Bro,
Buu.
'cause I
Not
have it in a video that I could send. Like, I was playing fighting against a Goku clan. I can't remember who I was using. And I did that shit like 4 times in a row, and he punched me in my mouth every time. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it no more. I'm not gonna do it no more. I'm a perception now, and I'm just trying to walk away.
But like the biggest issue for me, and I don't know about y'all, besides like, you know, everybody talks about like super counter and Z counter and like my biggest problem with this game being being a BT2 player and then playing BT3, why does the skill count in this game go up so fast, bruh?
I was gonna mention
So,
that because
like,
somebody
bruh,
said something
you're
about that in the
telling
chat.
me if I beat somebody so bad they lose a health bar, they get 1 skill count for that?
Yeah.
What?
Yes, yeah. Because somebody brought up in the chat, and that is, whenever I think of like balance and stuff now, I love like the Killer Instinct documentary of what the developers that they had, and one of the developers talked about a lot of balance patches for games, especially fighting games and stuff. Developers find the symptoms, but they never find the disease of the game. So they look at all of like the surface level things that people are complaining about, and they change those. But then you come to find out those aren't the big issues. And to me, I think the disease of the game is how fast stocks build. Stocks build faster when they get in backshotted. They build faster in Vanish Wars. You get a bar by default every time you lose a bar health. It's like there's no reason for all of these options to speed up how fast you get stocks. You don't need that.
And then when you add, there's no key sickness in this game either. So when you are dealing like characters like Super Vegito, who can, I know how to deal with after image strike, right? But the thing is, it's not going to matter if I beat up Vegito again. He's going to get it right back again. So then I got to stall out the match again. And then people will be like, "No, it's a skill." No, bro. I know how to deal with it. It's like, boring.
No. Let me add to that point because that actually pisses me off when people say it's a skill issue for that, right? Because you got to realize ranked DP pisses me off because it's so long. Like, I ain't gonna lie, as a YouTuber, it's been a blessing because one match finish a video, I get 8 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, one match to finish it up. But like, damn, bro. Like, like people with after image. Like, I literally have Adele on my team because of after image. I won't lie, because most people just go mash. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just keep charging while you're trying to hit me. You're not gonna hit me. I got 15 seconds to get a full bar for you. And then then the other player, I'm like, oh, dang it. Now he got 6 bars. He finna double up on after image. Now we running for like 30 seconds a minute. He either running for me because he know you finna catch these key blasts, or he going up and down the screen trying to make sure he don't get key blast combo, right? So I'm like, ah, dang it. Now I'm sitting here waiting a whole minute go by, and my heart be getting so hurt when the time is on 60, when the timer pop up on the screen, because I'm like, I know I'm about to get hit with the biggest cheese of my life. Like they finna just somehow know how to just checkmate. GG, shake my hand. Like, it was this match, and quick little story, because I gotta talk about this. This morning, dude had it was like Hercule, and then Master Roche. I was like, oh, okay. Then he had another character. I was like, oh, it was like a forest. I can't remember the other character. But the last character, and it was a 60 seconds, and I realized that I killed 2 of the characters, but the last character had so much. It was a Gogeta blue. Oh no, it was a super Gogeta. It had 4 or 5 bars. I was like, oh my god, I got 60 seconds to take down 4 bars. It's no way. And legitimately, the only reason I got lucky is because I had double instant spark, so I just doubled through the spirit bomb. Like I was mashing I can't back down, throw, can't back down. And I was like, I'm taking these 4 bars, bro. It's only 60 seconds left, and I feel like the game makes you want to play hyper aggressive because of that. So they need to change the rate of skill counts going up, because people are just They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna play the Vanish War. He know he ain't got no key. Haha, I'm gonna gain 2 bars off of this Vanish War interaction because he gonna keep playing until he lose. Damn, now he knocked me away. He not gonna vanish again. He gonna lose his health bar and I get skill counts. Man, I don't
And
know.
bruh, let me tell you, Yaya. So before I got S5 with Trunks, I had to defeat a full power Jiren. We were both in Sparking, so you already know how that's like. The Z counter war, when both of y'all characters are in Sparking, you know it's gonna be a minute of just Z countering for like 5 minutes. You're like, oh brother, oh brother.
Yeah. Now, I want to talk about something before we derail even further, though. But personally, I don't have a problem with Insta Spark, and I have a problem with like some characters. They just go straight into the shit. They don't even say nothing. They just go into it. However, I don't have a problem with Insta Spark as a concept because in traditional, well, normal Tenkaichi, there was power up to the very limit, right? And some characters have the cutscene that gave them the bars, which I'm cool with. I don't really hate it. Yeah, but I do think Insta Spark is not that much of an issue. I think one other thing that really needs to change about the game, and this comes from me. If y'all know me, if y'all didn't know me before Sparking, I'm very big on like controllers and accessibility. Right, I have so many controllers, y'all would be like, "Damn!" Like, but I hate that I can't change certain buttons on the control scheme. And like my biggest issue is like for people that don't know, I absolutely hate the PS5 controller. Like my main reason I think the PS5 controller is dog shit, straight garbage.
Yo, chill, leave it alone.
Look, it's good for everything else but fighting games. That's how I feel about it. I let it slide with that, and that's me being nice. But generally, I want to play on PC because I want to use what Arrow has, like the 8-bit dough and the Xbox controller. Don't look at the camera. I saw that. But regardless, yeah, I just think the accessibility of the game is a very weird thing to lack coming from a Dragon Ball game. They usually have great accessibility options in the game, and when you try to switch some buttons, it's like go left and right for the face buttons. The back buttons can only be changed from different back buttons. D-pad, oh, maybe the analog stick. I knew the game was gonna be whack. I knew the game 10 minutes in, the controls was gonna be garbage. When they told me they wanted me to click L3 and something to switch in off rip, you're high. These controllers cost $70. You want me to break my controller trying to tag a character in? So I changed it. That was the first thing I changed when Sparking came out.
I still have to change that, man, because I'll end up accidentally emoting sometimes. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, why, man?
Shambles.
Yeah.
So that's why I play on standard because I've been playing Dragon Ball games for so long. Because like from like Budokai and Infinite World cancels, and then playing like Tenkaichi 2 a lot, I'm used to blocking with L1. So when I got the game for the first time, I tried to change it to L1 on this game. You couldn't. So I was like, okay, what? But that was because I was on Classic, and like Yaya said, you can't change certain buttons. So the only way I was able to put my guard on L1, I had to play on standard, and that's why I'm playing on standard controls now.
Yeah, that stuff's so annoying to me. Like, I feel like I like my classic controls, but I had a similar situation. I forgot what I was trying to change. I think it was one of the new moves. I was like, I don't like it there. It just feels weird. I need to switch it. And Classic's like the most locked down controller setup right now.
It's like locked down like crazy.
Yeah.
I just say that been playing this game, it's like one of the most superficial things I've seen in a long time, because I played all of the Tenkaichis, and going back to Tenkaichi 1 and then looking at Tenkaichi 3, you can really see how they refined the system. And then when you go to Sparking Zero, it looks like the guys that took over, Jun Furutani and his team, they looked at it and they just ported over a bunch of stuff. Like there's problems in Tenkaichi in Sparking Zero that existed in Tenkaichi 3 that shouldn't be there. Like they ported over Bardock getting hyper armor when he goes into Sparking. I never understood why I had that in Tenkaichi 3. And what it feels like to me is that they don't really know how to develop a fighting game. They just knew that people were really looking forward to this game, and they ported over as much as they could and didn't really understand how to like put any checks and balances in place. I really do honestly think that they should have had some people in there that understand fighting games. and it would have been a more enjoyable experience because there was a lot of people online saying, "Oh, we want chaos," and I was like, "Yeah, but we had chaos in Tenkaichi 3, but there were checks and balances. This is chaos with just a whole bunch of stupid slaps on top of it."
Here's my perception of that too. I'll be quick about it, but like I also think when they made the game, right? Like you said, BT2, BT3 like was evolutions of each other, right? Starting with BT1. This game straight up they said, "Okay, well, it's been 20 years, we need to make it more casual." Right? And if you look at any gaming franchise, I think that's what they were trying to do. I don't like the decision. I think they need to like really look at what the game was to fix it, right? But like this is happening across the gaming industry right now with lots of franchises where they're trying to modernize it to make it more open to everybody so anyone can pick it up and play with no practice whatsoever. And that's it's a serious issue in gaming right now across the board because everyone wants, and it's weird because this game doesn't have right now like a live service feel, but if you look at the game, it feels like it should be a live service. When I was filling out that survey, it was like, yeah, would you want a battle pass and stuff? I'm like, honestly, yeah, because this game might as well have it. It might as well have it. It needs it.
Okay, kind of talking about that. How would you guys feel if they had a gacha system for specifically for
Hell no.
costume? Costume.
I don't mind.
I'm down.
I don't mind.
I'm with you, Creeps. I'm down.
Look, I don't mind the gacha system if it's purely for colors. Purely for colors. Like if there's like a really cool color that you can only get in the gacha system, yeah, get hella lucky. Cool, whatever, right? Do not put costumes in there.
Yeah, don't put costumes in there.
Do not do that. Because that's
Let me
just gonna
let me
that's
say
just
this.
gonna-
Let me
that's
say
gonna piss
this.
me off.
Let me say this. Cosmo, no. We know about Ultra Rumble. After that,
yeah. Oh,
hell no. I will go to Bandai myself and tell them delete this
Yeah, I was about to say, that's what I was saying. Like for me getting into like because I do gotcha content on my other channel. Me getting into that and then realizing what they did to Ultra Roma, I don't trust them to even do like a decent gotcha system. Because even gotcha itself is already predatory, but what they did for Ultra Rumble was worse than predatory.
What about if obviously the game is I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. The game is expensive. It starts at $70. You can't get it any cheaper than $70 unless you get it from like a third party, right?
I spent 110.
What if they kept the gacha system locked to in-game currency and you couldn't buy it with DLC?
Okay, I don't mind that.
I'm cool with that.
They're gonna make it so you buy currency. No game would ever say don't spend money.
It'll just be Mortal Kombat at that point.
Because I gotta be honest,
essentially.
the content in this game, I hate to say it, man, it's kind of dry.
No, it's so dry. I think
Spit it out, man. Spit it out. Nah.
I think you're 100% right that it honestly could use a gacha and just like I like loot boxes. I got no problem admitting it. I enjoy loot boxes, man. I'll gamble that shit away. I love it.
I love grinding for loot boxes and stuff if it's all like not real life money, because at that point there isn't really a consequence. If I spend like $30 on a loot box and I don't get the costume I want, then I'm gonna be upset at the game, right? I'm not gonna want to play that shit anymore. But if they lock that behind an in-game currency, that gives me more incentive to grind for more and more of that in-game currency to then use on that costume like loot box.
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie. My fiance instantly texted me. She said, "Are you fucking gambling?" I was like, "No."
The loot box talk. But I don't know. I agree. But at the same time, if they make it so hard that you have to sit here and grind like 6 hours just to get one chance at a costume or something like that, at that point, I kind of rather pay the money. Because like,
I'm fine with that. That's giving me more incentive to actually play the game. Because right now, I gotta be honest. I'm finding less and less reasons to log on to the game every single day.
Valid, but when things are so broken, it's like, do you really want to sit there and give yourself a headache for 6 hours straight?
I'm about to say, at that point, if a costume takes you, I don't know, like 2 weeks to get, is it really worth fighting all those Gojitas to get that costume?
Yeah,
if it's a
just pay
fire
5 to 10.
I don't mind it.
Can I ask?
Here's my stance on it. Go ahead, Raw.
What did you guys think of Multi's like system? Like, did you guys play
Dragon Ball
Project
Multi, you
Multi?
mean Dragon Ball Multi?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't play
The
that.
test
It was
that came
fine.
out?
It was fine, but it was also free to
It was
play,
alright.
right? So they're gonna have you pay like real life money for sure.
Yeah. No, 100%.
I look. I'm gonna be
I
honest.
didn't really
I'm-
look at it too much.
I'm anti gotcha game, so like, don't. This not a
Yeah.
good question to ask me. I'm
Yeah,
a
like, I'm
hater
not a person to
all
ask
the way
you.
through. Yeah, I'm a straight hater. But like, if I could play it and unlock it by just potentially getting it, because what I hate is a Sparking, knowing Spike Chunsoft has, right? They'll go, oh, we have a gotcha system, and they're gonna put the Dragon Ball Superheroes Goku in the game. And if I see that drop rate say 1.1 times 2%,
Nope,
and I play this shit for 10 hours, I ain't got it, I'ma fucking crash out. I ain't with it. So that way, I agree that I would like to find another way to unlock stuff in the game. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know.
I mean, I
like,
100% at this game right now, bro. I got nothing to do on it.
They could do like early unlocks. I'm guessing what they could do is like give you an opportunity to not only grind for these items, but if you value your time and maybe hey, you got work or something, right? And you only get like an hour or two to play every other day, but you want to get that one really cool Goku costume, you can just pay for it.
Yeah, there should definitely be options. Like, I don't think it should be strictly pay for the customization or the grind.
See, I like that. I'm okay
I'm
with
cool
that.
with that. I'm cool with that.
That's why Ultra Rumble. I stopped playing Ultra Rumble. I honestly think Ultra Rumble is probably one of the best anime games we had in the last decade. The problem is when they did the gotcha shit, and like you will see everybody on rank playing Endeavor, and you still playing with Deku from like 4 months ago, and you can't buy the character. They tied the characters to the gotcha system, and the gotcha rates were like trash, like 1.2%. What was it, Cosmo? Like 5.0, not even 5, like 3.5%.
It was like 3 or like 2 or something.
They hold y'all when they said the pity doesn't carry over when a new banner comes. That is crazy. So you just lose, and then I didn't get enough this time during that patch, but I still got another chance to lose on the next banner. That is insane. No, as soon as I found that out, I was like, yeah, I'm not playing this no more. It's a fun game though.
But I didn't. Go ahead.
Hold on, somebody put in the chat. Why does every gamer need an incentive to play the game besides just playing? Because there aren't enough content within a lot of these games to just keep playing. Like Rara just said, he 100%ed the game.
Yeah.
There's nothing else for him to do other than just get on and play ranked.
And I'm not a ranked guy. Like personally, I'm not gonna go grind that.
And the thing is, for this game, if you're not an online player, if you're like someone who likes to play online, what is there for you to do?
That is why the player base has dropped off.
And
Granted,
online, people don't even want to play this game online either. So it's kind of like,
yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of opportunities for things, right? Like I don't hear a lot of people talk about this, right? And I'm surprised that like Rhyme and them haven't said this really in videos. But like I only say that because they are spearheading, right? This like local or online local kind of vibe where it's like the three idiots, you know? You can tag team and play as your own characters. I thought from the start this game was probably going to drop with something like that because how much they've influenced the community in like BT, that it's like, okay, like I could totally see them dropping like, oh, you play as this character, your friend plays as this character, and you fight a CPU. I totally pictured that, or a tag team like 2v2. I thought that would be on launch. I'm surprised it didn't come out with it on launch.
Yes, dude. Honestly, if they release like a mode where you could play custom battles with your friends, oh my god, it's over.
that would be sick.
It's actually over.
I think it would change the game completely.
I think personally, I think it's weird because you have to wonder if they're planning a sequel anytime in the next like 5 years. Because if they are, this is all stuff that they're probably just like, all right, forget it now. Like we're gonna forget about it.
There is a reason why it is named Sparking Zero. A lot of times, whenever something in media is labeled zero, it normally means a restart, a fresh beginning. So they're more than likely planning to make this an ever evolving series in the future.
One gotta go crazy, dog.
Yeah, like at the very least, I
Sparking one.
imagine, like, you know, the manga content, whenever that decides to get adapted, like that's another game right there, just strictly based off the manga content.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And I don't picture. Here's the thing. If they do what they did with BT 1 and 2 and 3, I doubt that. We're in a different world now where things do not get adapted in 6 months. You know?
No.
But I do think they're going to probably update this game because they see the potential. I don't think like past DLC it's gonna stop. They'll probably carry over because I mean look at Xenoverse 1 and 2. Like I'm not even a Xenoverse head, but like you can see there was a lot of content there and a lot of carryover into 2 and a lot of improvements.
That's the GTA of anime games. That shit will
Yeah,
not die.
Xenoverse 2, that game's been alive forever, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, personally, I think we'll end up getting like, I think we'll get like free DLC, or like free costumes and stuff with some of the DLC, or just random drops eventually too. I know they're probably like pretty busy dealing with the immediate surge of questions and feedbacks and things like that right after launch. But I imagine like come next year, especially around Christmas time, I imagine they're gonna announce something like that's easy sales if it's for Christmas.
Yeah, and I'll go to bat for the game any day. I will go for at bat because I've wanted this game for like 20 years.
Yeah.
But I'll also point out the things I don't like. That's how it goes. Sure. I hope they see this and they go,
Rara,
it's
I'm
no
glad you
hard.
brought that up
Because
you from watching your video that I commented on and I DM'd you about the Tenkaichi thing, your video, Arrow's video, Soul's video, and Yaya, like the hate in Yaya's video, he shouldn't have got what he got. Like I when I saw that comment section for Yaya's video, I couldn't believe what I was looking at. That junk was crazy.
How much hate are you not getting?
Oh man.
Bro, all right. So let me explain the video because a lot of people didn't understand it. Apparently,
I'll be right back.
Right, and all right, go ahead. So I literally rewrote the video. It was my spark. I wanted to push the idea that just because a game isn't labeled competitive, you could still have fun playing it or take it to that level, right? Yeah. And essentially, there's two sides of people that was in the comment section. It's the sparking people that hate on sweaty players, and then there's like some FGC people that are like, hell no, this game doesn't deserve to be there, right? So for once in history, them niggas unified in my comment section, right? And like I woke up and like I feel like I got botted on the video because I haven't seen a dislike bar ever that long on a Dragon Ball video in my life, right? Like, it was so crazy. And I was like, all right, bro, it's not that deep. And then, like, every time somebody commented on the video, you could tell the person didn't watch it because I made the timestamps, right, for the exact thing they would comment. And it was like, some dude was like, well, you didn't talk about other games that are not competitive like that. First 30 seconds of the video, I'm in just Smash Brothers, right? And another part of the video, a lot of people was just mad tilted because I was like, hey, I think a lot of fighting games going through this right now. Like every fighting game that's if you've been watching fighting games actively, there's something every community is complaining about right now, right? Mike being here, you know, like the Tekken people don't know if they want
Street Fighter 6 is shit.
Yeah, Street Fighter players think that's trash. Tekken 8 versus Tekken 7 is a constant thing. Graham Blue, when that came out, what they complain about? 6XL, right? Like
MK1 just always going through it.
Yeah, MK1.
Can I address like both sides of the conversation quickly before we move on?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm part of the FGC. Like I've been playing fighting games to a pretty good level for a long time, and some of the bullshit coming out of their mouths is quite hilarious. They have said that Sparking Zero can't be competitive because it's not balanced. Yet they sat there playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 all their lives and Third Strike, which they're fun. Call those two games balanced, then you're retarded. Secondly, the people that are on Twitter saying, "Oh, all of these sweats are ruining the game." I'm like, what is the alternative? Do you want me to sit there and be shit at the game for your benefit? What do you want me? I don't understand both sides of this conversation. The FTC
and Mike, and people are at the they didn't play MK9 in the Justice 1 for money at tournaments or something.
They've got Mortal Kombat.
I got grilled. Yo, they got on me for the Injustice 1 thing, right? Because to be honest with you, there's people I haven't seen comment on my channel since Injustice 2 came out, right? which was shocking to me because I was like, y'all do realize people played Injustice 1. He was like, name something broken about Injustice 1. That's bad.
Ain't something not broken in it just for one.
What? Like, I was so confused. He was like, name one of the strongest characters that just skipped everything. I'm like, Batgirl's in that game.
Superman. Superman had a full
Justice in tournament. I played it in tournament for about 2 years. I can tell you that game is busted beyond belief. Go up against a good Doomsday or a good Black Adam. I use Black Adam. Go up against certain characters in like Arkham Asylum. The match will start and you'll get hit by 2 unblockables straight away because the TVs are unblockable. They don't know what they're talking
Yo, oh. Yo, Superman.
Tournament, bro. If you ever gone up against a Cabal or a Kenshi, they want to talk about broken. Mortal Kombat hasn't had a line of logic since the 2D games way back in the arcade. Don't know what they're on about.
Dude, Superman has a full screen overhead, unreactable super. What are you doing about that? If you're ducking, you just got hit.
Yeah, and
that
I think
game broke.
I think the thing of it is that like my biggest frustration with this game, and where I'm at right now, like I like it to an extent, but like man, this December wait for this patch is gonna be hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like tomorrow I'm playing Multiverses. If that shit slap, I'm sorry, I might not get Sparking for like another 2 weeks. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
You can catch me on Death Note.
I'm waiting for next year.
I mean, I'm always down to play Death Note.
Rebirth the souls on the way.
I know. Look. I feel you. A lot of people like that.
I do want to comment on what's the name said. Rara said about like them simplifying things. And I brought it up. I think I brought it up to Yaya and Arrow about a week or so ago. I was like, arena fires are doing the weird thing that I know gaming is doing in general, but specifically within like the last year or so, it's been a really big push in fighting games of like simplifying fighting games because people are saying like they're too hard. But arena fighters has always been that subsection of the category where they're always by design made to be simple for people to pick up and play. So I don't understand why they did it. They did it with Storm Connections. And they did it with Sparking Zero so far, where it's like they simplified the games even more. When I was like, we don't need to do this because they're already easy to pick up. And so it just makes a lot of things about the games, since they're really easy to do now, they make it very annoying. Like, I don't know who in their mind thought in Storm Connections that your chakra charging on its own was a good idea.
I think they're just trying to make the game like more appealing to first-time fans and stuff. I know when like Sparking Zero was having that. I know that's the problem though, especially with the game communities you're talking about. Like Dragon Ball has a very casual fan base. Same with Naruto. Like they're just trying to get more people to buy the game, I think, and then they'll worry about patching it and fixing it later because once they sell the first batch of copies, it's like all right, whatever.
Category. We don't even know this hard confirmed, and it hurts to say this. Storm Connection is probably the worst selling Storm game in the series.
I hope.
Because we don't know if it sold 1 million. Like he said, I hope.
A big thing
oh my gosh.
A big thing too, just to add on to what Soul said, is they make these games and they make them and design them for first-time players, and they completely throw out the window what made their original first-time players love the game to begin with.
Yes, Kazma. Because what I loved about Tenkaichi was that for an arena fighter,
what's good, y'all?
What I loved about Tenkaichi so much, especially 2 and 3, is just like those games when you actually play them against really good players at high level. Those games had depth, and if you said those games didn't have depth, you just weren't playing against the right people and such. And it's just like even in this game, being in the stepping zone, it just feels ugly. Because in Budokai Tenkaichi 2, I used to just be moving around the screen, just vibing, having the time of my life, man.
Yeah.
I think they just don't want.
Go ahead.
I think Creeps was about to say something.
What's funny is that I don't know if any of you saw my tweet, but a week ago, I think I said I'm working on a feedback document with a bunch of pro Tenkaichi players and other members of the community, right? We already have 7 pages of feedback. Bandai fortunately did see that tweet. They liked it. So
Mm.
a lot of the changes that we want, fortunately, happen to just be simple value changes in the game's code.
Oh.
We know that because my friend Cherry Anims did make changes, and I want to show you guys something that Yaya actually did see already.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with the old Tenkaichi games, are you familiar with the Dragon Dash cancel by any chance?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I am.
Well, that's not possible in Sparking Zero, but after changing a couple values in the game's code, we were able to achieve this. That was just a couple value changes, and you can do that by just changing the game's
Ooh, I'm about to
code.
look at this tweet.
Oh yeah, I saw that tweet earlier.
Where'd you send this in the
Really?
chat?
See. Oh. Yep. This is nostalgia for me. That's good, man.
Yep. And we have 7 pages of straight feedback of a document that hopefully they can see because they like the tweet that I posted. And if you guys have any, we will be publishing that document publicly, like probably sometime this week, maybe later this week, just to get like the community's reaction to it. If anybody else has feedback to add on to it, once it is published, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely do it because I would love to help on that.
And given that it'll be public, Bandai will have access to it too. So we would just, I know there is the argument that Sparking doesn't need to be exactly like Tenkaichi 3, but to be honest, it does. It has to be. It needs to be closer to what it was before because the game is extremely mechanically broken right now. We need the game to feel better. It doesn't feel great right now. It feels janky at times. It feels unresponsive at times. Most of which is okay offline. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the jankiness and combos being dropped isn't really an offline issue. It's the way the game's coded online that I find a lot of issues arise. I don't know how fixable that will be, but at the very core of the game, the mechanics can be tuned very easily through values we've seen. Like changing the step and barrier radius, that's a value. Or changing the rate at which Dragon Dashes go, that's just a single value. Or changing the way your character follows the opponent after doing a Dragon Dash, that can be changed by single values. So, stuff like that, a lot of that stuff can be very easily changed. Other stuff, relating to like super counters, adding whiff cooldowns and stuff, that'll probably require new implementations. One thing that Just Solid actually added to the document was adding character bouncing. So like in Tenkaichi 3, if you Dragon Dash behind the opponent while they were in their knockback phase, they would bounce off of you, and you can extend combos that way. Or in Tenkaichi 3, what else? Another thing they could do is bounce characters off of walls and doing wall combos and stuff too. That's just not possible in Sparking. So stuff like that will probably require more implementations. But in general, if you guys, I'll do this really quick. I'll post the incomplete document in the chat for you guys to just view. And if you guys want to just like go through a couple things, feel free to. It's very much incomplete. Just know that there are a lot of more input is going to be added later on, at least sometime this week. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how things develop for sure. I think most of the stuff we're asking for is relatively reasonable because it's mostly mechanics. I did add a section for my feedback under content for things that are not necessarily like restricted to gameplay. Stuff like adding stages and stuff. That's kind of like obvious stuff. I did add, hey, if you're gonna have us disable anime tracks in the settings, turn off Limit Break, please. Please turn off Limit Break. That shit gets copyright striked immediately, bro. But yeah, stuff like that. We have feedback from Solid. We have feedback from Grandmaster Hawk. We have a bunch of other competitive players from the Tenkaichi scene. People from the Japanese scene. From the Western scene. Just in general, things we've gathered, and we're still adding to it. We have 7 pages so far.
No, this is great.
This is great, man. Because funny enough, Creeps, I talked to Solid yesterday. When he showed me like some older gameplay for like Sparking, and it was able to show like you were able to do multiple dashes in the old footage. I was just like, why don't we have that?
Exactly. And another person actually mentioned that in the document itself. Mo Piccolo actually added that in the document.
Yeah, Mo. Yeah.
that in the older builds you could do it, but you can't anymore. So just general stuff in terms of gameplay is what we focused on. I did touch upon content briefly in the document, in terms of like, bringing new stages, costumes, or accessories in the game, or like adding soundtracks from the older games because they're not plagiarized. At least Tenkaichi 2 and 3 weren't plagiarized tracks. Tenkaichi 1 was plagiarized tracks, but stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna be publishing this stuff probably sometime this week. Just so we can get more feedback from the community. Maybe if there's something that is widely discussed that people don't want us to put in the document that we actually did add in the document, we can take that into consideration as well before we send this off.
You know what we'll never see, but I want it so bad, and it's because I'm an absolute meathead. I wish we would get Bruce Faulkner's score, bro. I wish. It'll never happen because of the copyright stuff and all that, but
Yeah. You could probably just install a mod.
Yeah, but I mainly play on console. The mod stuff is just, I know there's plenty of people out there that are like, that's all they want. Some Hell's Bells, man.
Yeah. If you guys have any suggestions or anything, just based on that.
Oh my gosh. I'm reading my bad. I'm reading the feedback, and now it makes sense why supers don't come out after you knock people away, because the game inherently built in negative edging. Oh my god. I didn't even think about that being a console until I read the feedback form. So on button release, so in Mortal Kombat with like combos where it releases off the button like negative edge inputs, right? Yeah, you can't just do like for example, like if you do win a Vanish War and you knock somebody away, you don't instantly get the super if you want to go chase them out on a rush or ultimate. Like you gotta wait a couple seconds to do it, right? It's because it's registered on button release and we can't turn it off.
Oh, it's not on press.
That's why that happens then. Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm reading the feedback, and it says that this messes up the delay button press and forces an attack to come out when the intention of the player is not to attack sometimes. Yeah, and then sometimes when you're like fighting somebody or like you get close and you're even not even holding the button because you're holding it and then it'll release earlier and it gives them the chance to get the perception. And sometimes it tricks the game. See, now everything's making sense because now I know, like, when you're behind somebody, what Jay brought up earlier, they turn around in 360 and get a perception off. And now you're sort of like, how did he do that? And it's because the game is registering the charges or the power smashes as you're releasing it when you're really not. You're trying to let go of it earlier. Okay.
Yeah,
there's a lot wrong with the.
We did initially think we should maybe suggest them doing an update to add rollback, but that would require them to build the multiplayer from the ground up, and that's just not a reasonable asset at least at this stage.
It just wouldn't happen.
I ended up removing that from some of the feedback we got. Other than that, most of this stuff I think is pretty universally agreed on, especially because a lot of this stuff was put into the feedback form after looking at the game's code. After we realized, hey, they're intentionally like, I can't find the better word for this. They're intentionally edging us from doing the things we really want to do in this game. Like if you go all the way back up, I kind of mentioned, hey, you should remove key consumption for short dashes. In Tenkaichi 3, movement was as nice as it was because it didn't restrict you at all. In Sparking Zero, if you short dash like 3 times, that's all you're gonna get. you can't
unless you
short
pick
dash
a speed character.
Yeah, unless you pick a speed.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And I feel like short dashing should not be restricted behind key consumption. I just think it makes the movement so underwhelming.
And that's why you don't really see anybody like trying to do like any flank tech or anything in this game, because it's just like you gotta worry about so much of your key in this game because you gotta worry about like instant spark and everything to where like you can't really do that in this game.
Exactly. And then mechanics to bring back would be like, because you know how you can jump and do key blasts, or you can jump and do a smash attack to hit your opponent down. That's only restricted to jumping in this game. And in Tenkaichi 3, you could do that stuff while flying.
Yeah.
So that stuff we've kind of requested to bring that stuff back from Tenkaichi 3, and those wouldn't even really need implementations. You would just need to make it so that you can do it while flying, because that's already in the game. Stuff
Okay.
like that. Another thing that I kind of would like to mention that I had complained about since Anime Expo, because I played the game at Anime Expo for the first time. Rush smashes are extremely delayed, so you can't combo off of rush smashes at all. In Tenkaichi 3, you could incorporate rush smashes between combos, or if you wanted to end a combo with like a rush smash, you could. But in this game, that's almost impossible with how delayed they come out. So we a bunch of us kind of asked for either reduce that delay or remove it completely, because it makes the combat a little less varied. It feels like, I think I mentioned this earlier, it feels like they added too many defense options where the offensive options just feel so restricted in this game at this point. So we're just trying to make the offense a little more viable, and maybe tone down the defense stuff, because defense is, I hate to say, it's just too good.
No,
It sounds really counterintuitive for me to say that, but your first instinct to defend should not be perception. It should be to guard.
Yeah, everyone is playing like almost. I feel like every ranked battle I've seen, especially with like Dom in them, is like it is a defensive fight from the beginning to end. It is not anyone being offensive, and if they are being offensive, they're being careless usually.
Right. Yeah. And that is kind of the thing about fighting games. You have to have good defense and offense, right? You can't just defend over and over and over. You're not going to get anywhere, because if you see the quote unquote pro matches for Sparking Zero, it's just 20 super counters in a row.
That shit is trash.
And that's not to say like I'm not trying to discredit their skill. It does.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
but I
just
agree,
you're adding no consequences to using these defensive options, because they're just so free, right?
Especially when they're in Sparking and like you're playing like a character that has key blast, and if you get behind them, there's nothing you can do about it most of the time anyway.
Right.
It hurts my soul that like the game devolves to like once you get behind them to just constantly do sweep to mix up the timing so that it essentially tries to guarantee you as much damage as possible. And it's like once the game gets to that point, like watching Love Glob for putting on an event, but when they got to the grand finals and that's all that shit was, that and super counters, I cut that shit off.
Hey man, gotta counter super counter somehow.
Yeah,
Dom sweet Dom Q took it from you, bro.
Yeah. I saw it. Look, I was there. I was like,
he beat you to it. He beat you to it, bro.
I'm sorry, man. I credited the wrong person in my video. I credited Q.
So creeps, there's definitely something I want to add to the document, because it's something I wanted in Tenkaichi for a long time. I want online practice for this game, because like I feel like that will help everybody in this game, honestly.
Online practice, so like you want to trade with your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I get access, there's a lot of, I will put images in it too, but there's a lot of smaller quality of life things that will help the game out a lot that I didn't see in the document, like control schemes, the button mapping. Now that I know negative, he's already talked about it, but now like it just, I'm like, damn, I really was playing Arena Fighter Mortal Kombat for the past month, huh? Like, but I'm like blue. Like, I'm like actually like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, now it makes sense.
What I kind of mean by the games, the characters are the least of our worries, really.
I don't really care about the characters like that. Like,
well, hold on now.
Okay, Gogeta's damage.
No, not even Gogeta. Let's take a look at Mastered Ultra Instinct. All right, for a little bit.
I understand you, but I do think that again, a lot of the game's issue does fall around the core system, like the core systems itself. They clean up the core systems. The game is a lot more tolerable and more than likely be a lot more enjoyable than what it is right now.
Right. Yeah, I feel like BT4 mod almost plays better.
If you have the game open right now, I want you to go to practice mode real quick. All right. Do any of you have it open right now by any chance?
I can boot it up the fastest.
All right. Now tell me. So we were all in agreement that the movement system feels really restricted, right?
Yeah.
I want you to go in gauge settings and make sure your key is max.
All right.
And do short dashes then. Hell, spam them. Spam short dashes. That shit feels right. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That shit feels right.
Yeah, it
I
feels
want you
really
to try
good.
that. I want you to put your key gauge to the max and try moving around. It makes a world of difference. It really does.
I mean, that's how I do with Dispo. It don't
Yeah,
cast
the
anything,
only thing I
basically.
really want for this game is like I kind of want like a limitation mode for this game to where like everybody starts off with the same health and the same stats for a mode.
Well, that's what I brought up.
Because I
That-
feel
that-
like for singles, especially because that's what I play, I feel like
Well, you
because
got item. Okay, apparently, people are like, you know what? Just use the damn items, bro. All right, cause like, I get you. Like, I would rather
Yeah.
just be a
But that
competitor
don't-
mode. Everybody equal health.
yeah,
All I need
fix
is the
them 'cause-
health. I don't care about the damage at that point.
Ain't them same niggas put the items on and still have more health than you?
Oh yeah, you're right.
See, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, like
Oh,
I want a
look.
limitation mode or something.
I
bro.
wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind a limited ranked mode. I think
I would
that's
say,
a really good
I
idea.
think I would say I don't even think it's much to ask that in ranked that all characters should have like 2 or 3 health bars. We'll say 3.
No, get everybody full, bro.
Well, whatever. Whatever you want. I don't think that's much of a hard, especially when characters already do very damage. There's already characters that are very noticeably better than a lot of others. I don't think it's a hard ask to ask that everybody has equal health.
You know what I'm scared of? As you say that, I'm scared of when the DLC come out, right? And like, unless they skill sets is trash, like y'all saying Diamond at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like if Glorio a 3 DP unit, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like I'm gonna actually crash out because he arrow smiling, but he know if he ain't got the tool set, I'm gonna actually be mad. He need to be broke. They need to make me want to play with Daima. You know what I'm saying? Daima Goku already horrible, right? Like, come on, bro. I don't know. I just feel like I just hope they figure out that they know the state of the game and people getting too touched. Either games can last 60 seconds or they last 10 minutes, depending on the mode you play. So,
I'm just want to add something. I'm gonna have to go to bed soon because it's 3
yeah,
in the
go
morning.
ahead.
I just want to add one thing. The thing that's put me off the most in this game is the rage quitting and not being awarded any points, especially when you're playing DP and you spend like 10 minutes fighting the androids and then they quit. It seems to be something that Bandai has been guilty of for most of their games. They've done this in Tekken as well. And if you're putting forward a document to them, I don't know how realistic it is, but fixing ranked mode is important. It's completely put me off the game. It put my brother off the game. My cousin stopped playing it because of that. I can only imagine it's put more people off the game, and it's created this culture where players just feel incentivized to dip because there's no real consequences. Harada's been banning people on Tekken for like a year now, and it hasn't worked. Low tier God comes back the other day, so it's like it's a waste of time. They need to award people their points.
And I know like because I play Tekken as well, so like, and I made a video about Tekken too because Lord have mercy.
Yeah, in the neck, man. Honestly, it's horrible. Like I've been like one match away from like Tekken God Supreme, and then they rage quit. And I've given up now.
I believe it, man.
But yeah, boys, I'm gonna leave it there. I need to be up for work in the morning.
Yep.
Got you.
Okay, we got you.
Yeah, all right.
Much love, bro.
Much love, Mike. Thank you for coming through. Yeah, but I think we pretty much covered everything about Sparking that I want to talk about tonight. I think the game will be in a fine state. Hopefully, the December patch shakes things up the way it's a December patch. They're making us wait a minute. Hopefully, it's worth it. That's the last thing I can say. But until then, I understand why people are acting the way they acting with the game personally.
Yeah.
So, everybody, so we're gonna start with Arrow to King. So, we signing out. So, where can they find you, man?
You can find me on YouTube at AeroNage, AeroNage. I'm also on Twitch and Twitter. It's all the same thing. It's just AeroNage. And yeah, stay determined.
Yeah. What's up, Rara? What can they find you, bro?
You could look me up. I'm pretty much Rara Toman on everything. RARATOMAN. And On YouTube, it's just Rara, but you probably have to add like Sparking Zero or something to find me. I'm down there. Hey, thanks for having me on though,
It's
bro.
okay,
I appreciate
you.
you.
Gonna get up there. Don't worry. Don't worry. You gonna get up there.
I appreciate you having me out, man.
Yeah. Much love. What's up, Soul? What you doing? Go ahead. Do your thing.
All right, y'all can find me at Soul SOLESSSOL. Again, playing mostly Sparking Zero and definitely Rebirth of Souls when that drops. I'm a big fighting game person too, so you can find me anywhere with at Soul on all platforms. And yeah,
Or I had to
I'm
get the
done,
yawn
y'all.
out the way. I know you
Oh.
was. I just had to. I was yawning and I like okay, because I muted and I didn't want to have a yawn and be like, all right, creeps. Like okay, but what's up, creeps? What can they find you, man?
So my name is R Creeps, ARECREEPS. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, pretty much everywhere. You just gotta find R Creeps. You can see my profile picture on the bottom left. That's what I have on pretty much everything. But yeah, I make Sparking Zero content primarily.
Okay. All right, Jay. What's going on? What you been on? What you been doing?
All right, so y'all can find me on YouTube and on Twitter. And the way you spell my name is JaiTiy. And Sparking Zero, I'm going to be on this game a lot. So if y'all want to see anything Sparking Zero related, y'all, that's I'm the person to watch, man.
we're gassed out of frustration.
All
Wow.
right. What up, category? Tell people where they can find you, man.
Not much, but yeah, at No Category YT on all platforms. NOCATEGORYYT. Yeah, mostly Sparking Zero content right now, but as more games come out, I'll definitely be covering those. I know Bleach I'm gonna play. I don't know how serious I'll be, but you know, definitely some more games. Might even throw some like Black Ops 6 Zombies on there because that's pretty mindless content. But
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Hey, bro.
And last but not least, XingKazma. For people that don't know, I think the X represents Summer Wars and Cosma, so that's pretty dope. But regardless, that might be capping. What's up, bro? Where can they find you at?
I think he's still on mute.
That man sleep.
Oh,
I think he gone.
Yo, you know what's
He
funny?
gone.
You know what's funny is he said in the chat earlier, BRB. I just think he never came back.
Oh, I just think
No, I ain't gonna lie. One time I did that on stream. It was so funny. I think it was around when like Rebirth came out. I was like, hey, y'all, I gotta go get my phone charger. And I touched the bed. It was GG. And I woke up and I was like, damn, the stream been on for like 2 hours, bro. I was like, it was GG. I completely forgot about it.
To do the brother a favor, that is
Yeah.
XingKazma. What was it XingKazma?
Yeah.
I know he's mostly streaming on Twitch a lot of times, playing Sparking all the time, and I'm pretty
He
sure
plays
he
RPGs
does YouTube.
too.
Yeah,
he's-
RPGs and all that stuff. So if y'all
Mhm.
looking for anything, especially good entertainment, and you looking for somebody that's always blasting rock and anime music during their stream, you looking for a good ass vibe.
Yeah.
Oz will always be locked in on a good ass time.
Yeah.
Yeah. He be chilling. He be chilling. So that being said, thank y'all for coming out to the Sparking Talk Live. I couldn't think of nothing cooler to call it yet. I don't know. I just saw Jimmy Kimmel in my recommended, and I was like, that's what I'm
Before we
calling.
finish, Perfect
What?
Legend
Oh, here comes
came
Perfect
in with
Legend.
that
He goes
BS.
Perfect Legend.
Wait, what Perfect Legend Slate,
Oh
bro?
my
That's super counter.
God.
That's what he said, bro.
What did he say, bro? Hold
Some
on,
more buff super
Buff super
counter.
counter. That's what he said.
Super
bro. All right, PL,
You'll be trolling.
bro, PL, bro. Listen. I
PL,
love that. I love how you feel about it, but it's boring to look at, fam. That's my
That shit
thing,
ass.
bro. It's
that-
boring to look at. Like,
Hard to look at, bro.
On Tenkaichi 3 because it was so hard to do.
Oh,
right?
we didn't miss him at Storm.
Oh,
in
we
it.
never talked about
Skip
the
intros. Give us the ability
Yeah,
to
give us
see
the option to skip
intros.
intros,
Oh,
Oh,
please.
yeah.
Especially on the second and third, at least.
yes. But
They need to
I
change
feel
the
you.
dialogue too. I'm not gonna lie. Like for those second and third matches, I'm not trying to hear them say the same thing either.
Like, no, you know what be taking me out? Like, sometimes I'll queue up and I'll know who it is instantly, and I might not even be looking at the game, and it'll be like, Gohan, fight me. I'm trying to kill you. And I've heard that so much in the last month. I'm like, that's the only line he got?
Yeah.
Like, okay, but yeah. Make sure y'all check out everybody on their socials. I didn't want to keep it on for too long. You know it's getting late. So thank y'all for coming through. You can find them on the respective YouTube channels, and the link to everybody will be in the description, chat, and other places down below. So thank y'all for coming through.